Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Emily Selling podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited for today's episode, for today's Valentine's Day special. We all deserve it. So, this episode is all about romanticizing your life, whether you're in a relationship or not, because you truly deserve it. Like I said in a previous episode, you are the main character of your life. And so act like it. Like you can be like, okay, now I'm in my happy girl era. Now I'm in my soft girl era. Now I'm in my romantic girly era. Now I'm in my happy girl era. Like you can start right now and step into your new era, whatever it may look like. So this is a new era. This is a new chapter for you. At this moment right here, right now, a new chapter begins for you, and you are the one who can define what that is for you. Let's start with a little heart chakra meditation gong. Take a deep breath in and out. Give yourself some grace. Say thank you for being here. Take a deep breath. Center. Say thank you to your body for being here. Let's just do a quick round of breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold at the top and breathe out. Let go of what no longer serves you. Breathe in lots of love and light and self-love energy. Hold at the top and breathe out. Let go of what no longer serves you. You can do these exercises whenever you feel like it. You can always come back to the safe space. Imagine a white cleansing bubble around you. I said this every single time I'm on the podcast, but I say it because I need it just as much as you may need it right now. Just love imagining this like white light bubble showering you with all the energy you may need at this moment right now. This can always change. And yeah, while we're on the topic of the universe, I had a really fun encounter happen to me 2 days ago or a couple of days ago where I was at the office and it was night. So it was like around 5 or 6 p.m. I was about to head home and I wear daily contacts in my eyes. Um, and I was like, I'm just going to take them out and put on my glasses, which I usually always have my glasses with me. And so I took my contacts out and then I went and checked my bag and lo and behold, my glasses weren't there. I forgot them at home that one day and I didn't check before I took my contacts out. So I was like, shoot, what am I going to do? So I checked my bag and luckily I had one pair of contacts for my left eye. Like I had three three contacts for my left eye, like one's like they're like single use. I had three of those for my left eye, but none for my right eye. So I was like, shoot, what am I gonna do? So and don't do this at home. Like I'm not saying you should do this by yourself or ever, but I went into the trash bag or like the bin where I threw away my contacts and I fished out those two contacts. And I was like, oh my God, which one am I going to choose now? Luckily I still had the liquid. So I could they were like about to dry out, but still a little bit liquidy. So I could put them in there. It's like, shoot, which one am I going to do? And I wasn't really thinking, I was just like taking them and like pulling them apart and just taking one of them and like putting them without thinking, like putting them into the fluid for the contacts. And then I looked at the other one and I was like, shoot, what if the other one's the right one for my right eye? Like, I don't want to have to try to do this like so many times. Like, my eyes already are a little bit irritated. So I tried to like look at the other contact lens and it was like all crumbled up. And I tried to like take it apart and I was like, no, what if it's this one? What if it's not the one that I put into the liquid? And it was so crumbled up and I couldn't even like take it apart or like manage to like open it so I can could use it. So I just tried out the contact that I already put into the liquid, put it in, and luckily, like knocking on wood, it was the right one. And I thanked all the gods. I was thinking Mother Mary and Jesus and everyone. Just so grateful that I was able to like see because I had no one who would like be able to come. Like probably my sister, but she was busy. And like there was no one else. So like it had to work. And it did. And I was thinking later, like I was thinking the universe, and I was thinking the universe always has your back. And like this may seem like a coincidence that I just fished out the right one, but like, and maybe it was my intuition guiding me, maybe it was the universe, maybe it was a pure coincidence. But I was driving home and I was like, thank you so much, universe, for providing. And I started having this feeling of like, I'm always protected by the universe. And at the end of the day, everything's going to work out. And I was also talking to my aunt, and she was like, every person has like six guardian angels around them at all times. And I just love the idea of that. And whether you believe in these spiritual things or not, I just like the idea of it. Like, I like to romanticize my life, and I like to think that we are protected and guided all the way. And I happen to have had so many experiences similar to that, but I just wanted to share the story with you that when you're in a situation where you feel like things may be a little bit tricky, or you may like um think that all hope is lost, like it's not. Like your guides are always there. The universe is always looking out for you. And I just wanted to start off with this little story to give you some hope, to regenerate your trust. And actually, like this, like having like trust in the universe and having trust in like that you're divinely guided and on the right path is also a muscle. I've learned like it's a muscle that you can train. So like when you wake up in the morning, you can say like, I trust that my life is unfolding exactly as it's meant to be, and I'm on the right path. And this puts you onto the right path because you're training that muscle, and you're attuning yourself to that kind of vibration where everything is working out best case scenario. So that's why I love these, like saying everything's working out best case scenario. I didn't make that up. It's from Heather Hoffman, Activation Vibration. Follow her. She's amazing. But I just love saying the affirmations like that. So just trusting the universe that everything is going to work out in the end, and you're divinely guided. And this was a prime example for that. So I just wanted to start out with that. And yeah, I'm really excited for today's episode. We're going to talk about how you can romanticize your life, about Valentine's Day, which is coming up, which can be a really exciting time if you're in a relationship. And if you're not in a relationship, I feel like we've been conditioned by society to always be in a relationship, or like not by ourselves, or like we've been sort of conditioned that it's not normal to be alone, and that and this may be my own point of view, but like always trained that we need to look for external validation. I talked about this a couple of episodes ago. And I want to say to you, whether you're in a relationship or not on this Valentine's Day, you can make this experience the best experience of your life. If you're suffering from heartbreak, my heart goes out to you. But you can still take this time to heal and give yourself some self love. So make it a fun day. Take yourself out on a little date. Maybe you want to go to the movies or go on a dinner date by yourself. Just romanticize your life, like romanticize the little things in your life. And I know this can be easier said than done. And if you want to wallow and just um be in your own feelings on that day, that's great too. Just yeah, it's great. It's always great to feel your feelings, even if they're not necessarily great feelings. But if you want to, I invite you to take yourself out on a little date. I remember when I was in Shanghai in my exchange semester, and this is like 4 or 5 years ago. I was vegan at the time. So I was like checking out all the vegan places, and I found this really, really cool vegan place. It was called Tribe, and like had great, great foods that looked amazing. And I remember the first time I went over there, I was like, I got all ready. I took my journal with me, and it was like a 40-minute trip, probably even longer. Like I went by the metro, and I just went there. I took my phone with me. I journaled. I did a little voice note entry and just had a cute day and date by myself. And it was also like this beautiful, it was in the French concession, French something. Is it the French concession? Like it was like in a really beautiful and pretty area of Shanghai. And I love that day. It was like late, like it was early autumn. So it was like warm, but not too warm. And I just had a beautiful date by myself. And I think that started for me, or like I know that going on these little dates by myself, whether it's when you're abroad or not, those also strengthen your own self confidence and self love muscle. Like self love can be a muscle that you can actually train by doing these kinds of things, like by taking yourself out on a little date. And I remember I've done like those, like I've gone on those like dates by myself actually a lot while I was in Shanghai. Like, yes, I met up with friends, I met some great people. I went on like cute friend dates, or like just went on cute experiences with other people too while I was there. But I also went on amazing dates by myself. And I think when you can actually have fun by yourself and enjoy your own company, I think that can enrich the experiences you have with other people so much more. Like it can enrich those experiences so much more. So much grammar. Can can enrich those experiences so much. Because when you can have fun with yourself, imagine how much fun, like when you don't like being around yourself, that should be a sign that you should start spending time with yourself and start like learning things about yourself, like go on a date by yourself and ask yourself questions, like journal, learn stuff about you, because then it's so much easier. And I've personally never been in a long-term committed relationship. Don't know if that's a red flag. It just has never really worked out, and I've just never really had that like feeling and that like soul bond connection with anyone that I've been like in a really deep long-term committed relationship. And I'm okay with that. I really wish I, like right now, I really am calling in that significant other, and I'm really calling in this aligned, healthy relationship with with my significant other, my soulmate, twin flame, or just like whoever it may be. But I'm okay with being by myself too. And I'm I'm romanticizing my life right now. And I heard from Mimi Bouchard, who we're going to talk about later too. Like I have she has an amazing app called the Activations app, and it's basically recordings where you can just listen to audio that helps you to become your future self, your highest self, your the version of you that you want to be. And she said she's in a relationship right now, and I listened to a podcast, and she said I listened to two podcasts by her, and she said to both people, she was like, if you're single right now, flirt with life. Just like flirt with life and be happy where you are right now. And it'll be so much easier to attract that person or to attract that life if you enjoy life right now where it is. So that's what I'm doing. I'm single, but I still enjoy life, and I am making it an effort to get to know myself better every single day. I'm making it an effort to deepen my relationship and my own self-love that I have for myself every single day. And it's a practice and it's a muscle that you can train as well. And it can actually be so much fun, and you can actually learn so much about yourself. And yeah, you'll be surprised of what's going to happen when you start this journey. So I invite you to do so, and you can use this Valentine's Day as a perfect opportunity to do that. And if you're in a relationship, that's great too. You can use this as an opportunity to get to know yourself or your partner even more, better, even more. But yeah, I just wanted to say you can spend this time and really have just the best day by yourself or with your friends. Have like a friends Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day. So yeah, just wanted to say that. Also, while we're on the topic of like romanticizing life, you can decide right now, like I'm in my romantic girl era, I'm in my happy girl era. You can decide that right now. You can say I'm in my lucky girl era, and like just even saying that affirms that to the universe, and you'll attract um situations that prove that theory that you have, or like this affirmation that you have. And then also something that I've loved recently, and I feel like this is like plays a big part in my personal, like in my personal romantic girl era life. I love reading books, especially like romance novels. And right now I'm deep into the Fourth Wing series. So I'm about to be finished with Onyx Storm, which is the third book of this whole series. Um, and just like I also love going on TikTok and just sneaking around. You can follow me on TikTok, by the way. I do a couple of book reviews and just put out other things on there as well. It's Amelie period Saling. But I've just loved reading, and just I've actually, like when I'm reading, I fall so hard, or I make myself not make my I fall so hard for these male main characters, and I love it so much. Like I know it's fiction, but still I just love the idea of love. And I just love like looking at fan art and love looking at all the edits and like the music. And I just came across the song Ordinary by Alex Warren, and I think it's about to be released like any day now. But that song, like I just listened to 20 seconds of it, and it's just like about having like really deep, actually I don't know if it's about that, but I think it's like about having like a really deep relationship with someone that's like so special. And that's what I'm calling in. But and if you want to call that in, you can start by having this like deep, passionate, great romantic relationship with yourself first. I think that's always important. If you want something, if you want to have something in a relationship with others, start by practicing that on yourself and with yourself first, and then everything else will follow. So yeah, I've loved just swooning over these male main characters. I think it's so fun. Um, and I've also started to raise my standards. So when it comes to romantic relationships, I've definitely learned from past experiences. And right now I'm at a point where I'm like, I accept nothing less than having a man who worships me like I'm on my throne, like the goddess I am, and I accept nothing less. Like, you truly are a goddess, you're a queen, you're a king. So accept nothing less than someone who treats you with respect and reverence and with what you deserve. Like, you deserve that. Throw out all those other people out the window, cut cords, um, and you'll feel so much better. Because sometimes people, like when you're in a relationship or like just know people and you like they can actually drag you down and you don't really want that energy anymore. So like cut cords, cut and what do you mean? What do I mean by cut cords? Little tangent. I personally cut cords with people every day at night. So, like when we walk throughout our days, and this doesn't apply only to romantic relationships, this applies to relationships and situations in general. I make sure that my energy is clean and pristine always. And I feel when my energy's off, and I feel like when I'm pulled into so many directions, I know that something's off. And I'm like, I need to take a moment and cut some cords. So I sit down, maybe I do a body scan, things we've done on this podcast together, or like, yeah, that we've done before. You probably already know by now what that is. So I sit down, I take a moment to center myself, and then I just say and envision I cut all negative and draining cords and connections from and to all things, people, places, energies, and vibrations. And I just say this out loud or in my mind, and I just imagine all my energy that's been pulled from me or that may be pulled in so many different directions by different people, energies, situations. I just imagine someone or myself cutting those cords or myself pulling my own cords back to me and giving other people their energy back too. And you want to do this. I've just noticed this. If you're like super sensitive like me, you may get it. And like this may be like a great revelation for you because ever since I started doing this, I feel like I've just felt such a difference in my own energy. Because you're like, even when you're in the grocery store, there's so much energy there, and like your energy can be pulled in so many directions. So I love like imagining myself calling my energy back to me now. You can also say, I call and claim upon my energy and power back to me now. And this is so powerful. And then just sit and imagine your energy coming back to you. And also imagine giving other people their energy back that you may be holding on to, because sometimes this can happen too when you're holding on to someone else's energy that's not yours. You may be feeling emotions that aren't yours, and you're like, where's this coming from? This is not me. So like you can imagine giving people their energy back too. So I love saying these things. And then I also like to say, I acknowledge the physical, mental, and emotional cleansing that is happening right now. And then I say, thank you, I felt that. And I learned this from Shaman Durek, so shout out. I love just like learning all about these like little spirit hacks. So I'm just sharing this with you so you can try it out, practice with yourself. But this can also be great because if you want to attract like your dream life, your dream person, you want to make sure that your own vessel is clean and clear, because then like your message is also clean and clear. So yeah, just wanted to share that. And yeah, I wrote a few notes. So I'm just taking out my notes right now. But yeah, the last thing we said is I accept nothing less than being treated like the goddess I am, like being worshipped on my throne by a man or a woman. But I think I'm open to anything, but I'm thinking it would probably be a man. So I'm calling that person in, but I'm also having my own standards. And I'm like, just sitting on my throne right now, even right now, and worshiping myself, like just with self love, saying nice things to myself. There is also a great song by Sahara Rose. It's called My Body is an Altar. So she says basically, my body is an altar, the sacred site is me. And it's all about this like worshiping yourself and accepting nothing less than being worshipped. And then having your body, your mind, your spirit worshipped like this divine being that you are. So I love that. And then also I wanted to talk a little bit about that Mimi Bouchard, who I talked to you about earlier. So she was like, just flirt with life, flirt with the situations you're in, just like have fun being in this, like if you're in your single girl era, just have fun with it. And if you're in a partnership, have fun with it too. And then she has this great app, which I haven't tried out. It's called the Activations app, and they have affirmations on there and just like audios for you to become your future self. And I got really inspired by her whole story. And she was like, she started this app by just recording voice memos for herself and like affirmations for herself, and that's helped her so much to transform her entire life. And I started doing this myself. Like I started doing these little voice recordings for myself, saying affirmations, speaking my future self and my dream life into existence. And I feel like it's been great. Like I have some things with my skin going on, so I've been like I say I have healthy, beautiful, and glowing skin. I also talk about feelings that I want to call in, people that I want to call in. I also talk about this podcast, how I would love for this podcast to reach so many people and inspire so many people and better so many people's lives. So you can do so many things with these affirmations. So just if you feel called to, just record a fun voice memo with affirmations. You may want to write them down first, like when you journal, and then speak them out loud. And listen to them in the mornings. Like it's such a great start to your day. That's what I've been doing recently, and it's felt really great. So yeah, just wanted to share that too. And then yeah, the last thing I wrote down was like on this Valentine's Day, if you're alone and you crave a connection or crave going on a date, take yourself on a fun date. Take yourself on a fun date, and it feels really empowering to just go on a date with yourself, have dinner with yourself. And I said this before also. RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, and I always mess this up, but like, if you can't love yourself, how in the world is anyone else going to love you? Something along the lines of that. And yeah, just like start by loving yourself, start by giving yourself love and grace. And you're doing so great. You're so amazing. You're doing so great already. Give yourself grace with anything you do. Um, Life doesn't have to be perfect, so you can also embrace the flaws, embrace imperfections that you have, and embrace the situation you're in right now. And once you truly like embrace and accept them, those always hold the seeds for your transformation. And then when you accept like negative emotions, they can turn into positive emotions, so on and so forth. So romanticize this Valentine's Day you have going on. Romanticize your life. You can say again, like, I'm in my happy girl era and it starts, or happy boy era, whatever it is. And this can start right now, right here, right now. You have the power to change the trajectory of your life. You have the power to make a different decision, to change your thoughts, and just to like imagine like walking through a portal right now, and your new life begins now. Like even like when this podcast ends, this is a new chapter that starts for you, and you are the writer, director, creator, main character of this story, and you can write it the way you want to. So I hope you like this episode. I hope you got something from it. If you did, let me know in my latest Instagram post. Also, please let me know if you like this episode by giving it 5 stars on podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're listening or watching this recording. I'm so grateful for you. If you want to follow me for more, you can find me on Instagram at Amelie.Saling and also on TikTok at Amelie.Saling. If you're interested in a free coaching or consulting session, or want to work with me one-on-one for holistic life coaching or in holistic business consulting, you can also check out my website. It's www.ameliesaling.com. I also have all the links in my bio, and I will put them in the show notes. And if you have any certain questions or topic requests, just let me know on my Instagram, either through direct messages or my latest posts. And I'm so excited to see you there. I'm also so excited to see you in the next episode. But until then, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I can't wait to see you soon. Much love. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye.